welcome to yoga. I am Marcia. I have a class prepared that is a little more intense for your core. So I'm hoping our athletes at Charlotte Latin will do this, at least look at it and try. And you just need a mat if you have it, or a towel, as long as you don't slip and slide all over the place. We can use a block. I use a block right now to sit on because my hips are tight and I'd like to raise my hips a little bit higher than the floor. So let's come on down, go get seated, open up your knees, your inner thighs, and if you want, you can gently press into the inner thighs, opening up the hips, releasing the tension. Good. Put your hands down, roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and bring them down. Let's reverse. From back, we go up, forward, and down. You go ahead, put your right hand down. I am going to mirror you. On the inhale, lift your left hand up nice and high. On the exhale, you're coming over to the right, and I am pressing my left hip into the floor. What you want to feel is a nice lateral stretch from the left shoulder all the way to the hip. Relax the right shoulder, relax that right elbow. We're coming up. Good, going into the other side. So inhale, lengthen your spine, and on the exhale, come over to your left, pressing your right hip down, relaxing the left elbow, the left shoulder. Taking a few breaths here. And we release. Again, hands into the inner thighs, press them down a little bit. Get a little hip opener, maybe a little more than the first one. And we release. Good. Block can go out of the way. And you can grab a towel. I'm going to grab mine. I forgot to put it down. If you want a little bit of padding for your knees, I would like you to go ahead and put your right knee down on the towel or on the floor. Your left knee is in front. Now I'm pushing my right hip to the front. I'm opening up through that hip flexor. Hold it here for just a couple of breaths. Upper quad and hip flexor. Stay in this position. Bring your hands behind your head. And then we are just rotating the trunk from side to side. So we're working our core. Our hips stay to the front. This is just upper torso. Here we go. Let's do a couple more. Keep breathing through it. And we release both knees on the floor. About hip width apart. Our arms come up. Again, lots of length in the spine. We are swaying side to side, keeping our hips under our shoulders. Try to breathe in and out through the nose. Try to really contract, squeeze your glute muscles. That keeps everything a little bit more in place. It stabilizes the lower body. One more. And release. Good. Left knee stays, right knee comes to the front. Again, first we are going to just gently press that hip to the front. Feel the left quad and the left hip flexor opening up. Staying in that position, fingertips behind the base of your skull. Elbows coming to the side. And then just rotate. Nice and slow. With full breaths. Keeping the elbows open. Try not to bring them to the center. One more. And we release. Come on all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under the hips. On the inhale, we look up. On the exhale, first squeeze your glute, tuck your tailbone under, and now go into the rounding of our back. Here we go, let's do it again. Just your breath cycles, whatever feels good, getting a little bit of flexibility into the spine. Now open up your fingers, and I want you to concentrate on pressing into the floor with the pad of your thumb and the pad of your index finger. That way there's not too much pressure on your wrist. Good. Staying here, bring your fingertips to the back, stretching our forearm, breathing, breathing. And we release, bring the fingers back to the front, bring the right foot back, right? Press into the heel. I don't want that leg lifted too high, I want it hip height. Draw the belly up away from the floor, extend your left arm, your left thumb should be up to the ceiling. Now keeping your body nice and still, and again this is core work, I'm opening up my arm and my leg, maybe 30 degrees over to the side. Again, we are holding, press into that right palm, get some height. And then we go front and back with the hand and the leg. The left hand comes down. I am going to show this to you from a different angle. I'm bringing my right leg up and over to the side. Careful that you don't push that left hip over too much. Distribute your weight between your hands. We're coming back, I'm turning back to the side. Bring your right knee towards your chest, round your back. Lengthen, and then bring the right leg across your body to the left. My right pinky toe is on the floor. You will feel a hip stretch over to the side, on the right side. Look over your left shoulder towards your foot that's in the back. Again, going for a nice lateral stretch here. And then we look between our hands, knee comes down, we are going for the other side. So that means my right arm, left leg, right arm. So go for a little length here. See if your fingertips can move away from your heels. Lots of length. Press into that left hand. With stillness in the upper body, we are opening up just a little bit. Arm to the right, leg to the left. Not too much. Bring the arm and leg front and back. Right hand is down. Now left leg comes around for a little hip rotation over to the side. See if you can really lift that left leg high up away from the floor. Bring that leg back. Bring the left knee towards the chest. Hollow through the abs. Lengthen again. And then that left leg comes over, crosses to the right. Settle the hips before you look over the right shoulder. Make sure the outside of your right foot is on the floor. Pinky toe down, big toe up. Look between the hands. Bring the knee back. Bring the hands out to the front. Push your hips back. Stretching the lats, the latissimus dorsi. Big muscles on either side of your spine. And we release. Good. I'm turning around just because I need to see my notes here. Come into a plank. So up onto the balls of the feet. Now check yourself. I want the inside of your elbows and your biceps, the inside of your arms, coming to the front. You're engaging your back and you are holding. Everything in the front, your abs, your thighs, is pulled up towards the ceiling. If we have a tendency to let that low back go, it might be good for you to come to the knees. If not, we have a couple more breath cycles to hold. Look well, a little bit in front of the fingertips. And then we lift our hips. We push them to the back. We bring our heels down towards the floor as much as is possible. Walk your down dog out a little bit, so that means pedaling the feet, stretching the calves. Heels both are down. Bring the heels up and over to the right side. Through the center over to the left. Back to down dog. Maybe you have a little bit more depth here. Maybe the heels can come a little bit closer, but make sure that you keep your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Low back and hamstring, the back of the leg is stretching. Good. Back to plank. Now the first one, I want you to put your knees down, and I want you to concentrate on shifting your weight forward. Your shoulders are coming a little bit in front of the fingertips. My elbows bend to the back. I am lowering my belly to the floor. Keep your hands, keep your legs and feet on the floor, and just lift your chest. Right? My little baby cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Bring the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Lower down, untuck the feet. See if you can come up through a tricep push-up into plank, back into down dog. That was our first baby cobra. We are going to do 2 more, and you can select your level. So we're coming back into plank. Remember, the shifting is really important, so let's practice that here. If you're on the toes, shift your weight forward. Coming back, shoulders over wrists. Do it again. Forward, draw the belly up. And back. The third one, you can come forward. Maybe you can come down, keeping the thighs off. Untuck and come up. Your thighs can be on the floor, not a problem. But bring your chest up towards the ceiling. It's a little bit of a back bend, so make sure that your glutes are nice and squeezed. Back into our plank, hips up and back for down dog. We're going to do 1 more. Wherever you are is good for today. You're here, you're doing it. Let's go again. Up, into plank, shifting your weight forward, lowering down. Make sure you bend your elbows to the back. Untuck the toes. Coming up, shoulders away from the ears. Back into plank. And then walk your feet forward towards our hands. Feet are hip width apart. Relax your head, relax your shoulder. Kind of shake your head side to side. If your hands are not on the floor, not a problem. You can either grab your block or you can keep your hands on your shins. Draw your navel up again. Have the feeling as though it's coming under the rib cage. Grab the opposite elbow. Soften the knees as much as you need to. You want to feel the stretch in the hamstring. You don't want to overdo it. Just hanging here. Just releasing. Hands back onto the floor. Stepping back into plank. Going for 1 more. Forward. This is a chaturanga. Bringing it up. Shoulders away from the ears. Untuck the toes. Come back into your down dog. Hold it here, hold it here. Hopefully you have a little more depth into the heels, a little more flexibility, warmth into the hamstring. Bend the knees slightly. Walk your hands, your feet toward your hands. Relax into that forward fold. Bend your knees slightly. Squeeze your glutes. Bring your arms up. And release. Good. Going again. Arms side and up. Into forward fold. Draw your belly up. Relax the back of your neck. Hands to the floor or on the block. Hands on shin. Lengthen your back. Come into forward fold. Come all the way up. Going again, right away. Down into forward fold. We're adding on here. First, halfway lift. Hands on the shins or on the floor. Coming down, right foot steps back. Left foot back into plank. Come into your chaturanga. Weight forward. Bending the elbows. on our knees, on our thighs, or everything off the floor, your choice. Back into down dog. And stepping the right foot forward. So we're in a lunge here. Stepping the left foot forward. Bend the knee slightly, squeeze your glutes, come up, arms overhead on the next exhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands can be on the shins. Forward fold, left leg steps back this time. Into our lunge, into our plank, into our down dog. One breath. Deep in, through the nose. Deep out, through the nose. Back into plank. Come back into chaturanga. Forward, down, up. Open up the heart, open up the chest. Back down, and down dog. Bend the knee slightly. Left leg comes forward. Right leg, hold it here. Bending the knees, coming all the way up. Good. Continuing. Forward folds. Right leg steps back. Now, in your lunge, I want you to drop that right hip to the floor. Feel the hip flexor, feel the quad. With core strength, you're coming up into this lunge. Crescent lunge with your arms overhead. Again, push your hips to the front. Lower the arms. Come back into plank. Switch your legs. Right here, press that left hip to the front. Keep the left hip down as you come up into your lunge. Arms down. We are going to do that 4 more times. I would love to see the jump in the switching of the legs. Up and reach up, hip flexor. Arms down. Switch legs with a little jump or a step. Arms up. We're doing 2 more. Hands down to the floor. Switch. Coming up with a reach. Hands are down. 1 more. Switch legs. Arms up. Make sure the right knee is over the ankle. Hands down. Step your right foot back. Come into a plank. Shift your weight a little bit forward. And back. On the second one, come down in chaturanga. Weight forward. Upper body down. Tuck feet under. Up dog. Coming back into my down dog. My down dog serves as a reset. So take a couple of breaths. Make sure your heels are slightly coming lower to the floor every time we come into this down dog. From here, touch the left hand towards the right ankle. Come back in down dog. Right hand, left ankle. And down. 2 more. Press back. And forward. Press back. And forward. Lower your knees, untuck your toes, push your hips back, stretch out your back. Take a couple breaths here. If you need to towel off or you want to drink, like I do, go for it. This is your time. Breathe, breathe. Relaxing the shoulders, relax the back of the neck. Try to keep breathing in and out through the nose. All right, from this position, we're coming up on all fours. Bring yourself up into the plank. Holding it here. Alrighty, let's bring your right leg to the front. Into the lunge. So drop that left hip. I want you to come up. Arms coming up over to the side. Now we're coming into a twist. You're turning to the right towards that front leg. If you want a little help, a little assistance getting in this twist, left hand comes on my thigh. I am turning my body by using that left hand. You can stay here. You can bring the left hand on the outside of the right thigh. If you like the prayer pose, palms together, you can stay here. You can come down, left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. If you're in prayer pose, really press the palms together. You feel you get a little more height in the right side of your chest. You want even more, open up the arms. Breathe, breathe. And we release, hand back to the floor. All right, we're not done here. We are going to, I'm going to switch sides so you can see me. Stay where you are. We are in the lunge. Left leg is back. Put the left foot down. Outer blade down. Right elbow on top of my right knee. We're coming into a side angle. My left arm extends from the shoulder. Sink down in those hips. If you want more, you can bring the right hand down to the floor. You can bring the left arm overhead. Whatever your shoulders allow you to do. Arm up. And we release. Good. Back into lunge. So lift up that left heel. Excellent. Stay where you are. Step both feet back into plank. Holding, holding. Shift your weight forward. Come down into chaturanga. Come up into up dog. Untuck the toes. And we're coming into down dog. Alrighty. Other side. Left leg comes to the front. First, come into your lunge. Keeping the chest up. Right foot down, back of the foot down into the mat. Left elbow onto the left thigh. Now start dropping those hips. Peel that hand away from your shoulder. Shoulders are stacked. Don't drop the chest. Alrighty, here we go. I forgot the twist on this side. We'll do this after. Up if you want. And hands down, lift up the back heel. Let's go into our twist. So we're coming up into a lunge. If you want the added bonus of your right hand assisting you, right hand on left thigh, open up that chest. You can stay here. You can bring the right hand to the outside. You can come into prayer. If you have the flexibility, come down a little bit. Now press into the palms, lift the chest, lift, lift, lift. Feel the twist. If you want, you can open up the arms. Don't have to. Keep that left shoulder up and back. Good. Hands down, you know the drill. Stepping back into plank. Forward, chaturanga down, bringing up, and hips back. Alrighty. Stay where you are. I'm turning around again. I have two more. We can add on if we want to. We don't have to. So you're in down dog, stepping my left leg to the front. Right hip is low. Coming up, arms to the side. Right heel down. I'm coming straight into my side angle. Right arm up. Now, if you want to bind, you can bring the right hand behind your low back over to the left hip. If you want more, you can come down. You can start to bind. So first drop your chest, clasp your hands. As soon as you are done clasping the hands, press your hips to the front and lift your chest. Up and over. And release. Good. Coming down and up. Come into your prayer twist wherever that was. Maybe you can come a little bit deeper into the legs. Press the palms together. Open up the arms if you have it. We release, step back, chaturanga, shift, lower, lift up, untuck, and pushing back. Good. Stay where you are in your down dog. Right leg is front. Come into your lunge, lifting up, drop the hip, put the left foot down, right hand onto the thigh, and then arm comes up. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you just want to bring that hand behind you, press into the back of the left hand. Again, that will open up your shoulder, open up your chest a little bit more. If you want, come under and through, and then drop the hips, push them forward, lift the chest, and hold it for a couple breaths. You should be nice and warm right now. And we release, lift up the left heel, back into the lunge. We're going into a twist. Arms up. If you want, you can bring yourself around by using your left hand. If not, you can do it through the core strength. Press into the palms, lifting the chest. Release, come back into the lunge. Right foot steps back. Forward with the weight. Down for chaturanga. Up into up dog. And you're going to hold either your down dog. If you need a little break, come into child's pose. I need my towel. I need water. All right, couple of breaths. Again, you can come into child's pose. That's always a good resting pose. Opening up the knees, feet together, arms forward, letting that chest come down to the floor. Alrighty. We're going to add on to that last one. So, let's come back. Alrighty. If I have any dancers or cheerleaders, I'd like you to try this move. Try it more than once, hopefully, and see if you have some progression. That would be awesome to see that over the summer or over the next few weeks. All right, let's come back into plank. We're coming into our down dog. Left leg steps forward. We're coming back into our side angle to start with. Right foot down, left elbow, right arm. Go ahead, start your bind. Right here. Good. Now look at something on the floor that doesn't move. I'm stepping in with my right leg. Stepping in, keep the bind. Use your core strength here to come up. Lift your chest. Maybe you can extend that left leg. We are in a bird of paradise here. So make it shine, make it beautiful. Bending. Right, left foot down, unbind here. Come back into your lunge. We're going to the other side. These are optional. Remember, come back into your plank. Right foot is forward. Left foot is down. Right hand to the thigh. Up into your side angle. Come into a bind. Open up the chest. Step in with the left leg. Lifting the right leg up. Use your core. Find your balance. Extend your right leg. Bend the right knee. Foot down. Into lunge. Into your down dog. Let's go for one more chaturanga. Down and up. Back into down dog. Good. Couple breaths. Couple of sips if you want to. All right, I'm coming into my plank. A little more core work. We'll see where this goes, right? Alrighty, plank here. Now we've been playing with the shifting of the weight forward and back. We're going to continue doing this, but we're going to add on to it. So, come into your plank, shift forward and back. Do one more. Shift forward and back. Now while you shift forward, bring your right knee to your right elbow, soften the elbows, bring them to the back, and back to plank, left side. So the position of my hands under my shoulders is crucial. Good. Next one, we're going to twist right knee to left elbow. Forward and back. Again. Forward and back. Pushing up, back into down dog. Again, a couple of breaths. Alrighty. From the plank, coming into a side plank. Left hand under your shoulder. Now, I can come down on my knees, left hand under shoulder. What I do want to see is that left hip up and away from the floor as much as it can. If you want to scissor your legs, you can open up the feet, open up the foundation. This is great. If you want to stack, right, you can stack your feet. So let's try that from our plank. Holding here, remember to draw the navel up to the spine. Come into your side plank. Lift and hold. Right shoulder stacks over the left. And we release. Good. Other side. Stay where you are. Plank to side plank. Careful that you keep that right shoulder away from your right ear. Push the right hip up. Holding. And we release. Good. Take a little bit of a break. I will show you. We're going to do this another time. So yes, there is strength involved in yoga. Even though you are just resisting gravity and working with your own body weight, doesn't make it any easier. All right, I'm going to show you two options in the side plank if you're interested. Love to see you do it, especially my male athletes if you're looking at this. Plank, side plank. Now you can either lift that right leg and hold, or you can grab the toe and extend and hold and hold. And we release, plank, go to the other side. So again, you are going to do whatever you need to do. We are narrowing our foundation, our platform. We are challenging our balance, which means is a lot more core strength. Come to the other side. Plank. Now open up. First, open up to side plank. Find your stability by using that core. You can either lift the leg, or you can come into a hold, into a length. Breathe through it. Don't rush. Leg is down. Come back to your plank. Holding the plank. We are opening up our feet, and we are going to try and not stick the hips up. Here we go. We have 10. We go. 1. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the plank. All right. Without moving the hips too much, come down on your forearms. Forearm plank. Holding, holding. Your hips have to be lower than your shoulders in order to do this. Tap one knee to the floor without dropping the hips. Here we go. 10. Give me 5, more. Release, walk up onto the hands. Holding, holding. Good. Now, bring the knees down. That was our plank. We are coming into a bear plank, which basically means we're on all fours. We're going to lift our knees off the floor. Take a little break. We've been going for a while. Make sure you have water. Hydrating is a good thing when we're sweating. All right, I'm going to show you this. You are going to be on all fours. I am tucking my toes under. Now this is going to work your core, but you are also going to feel it in the quads. Alrighty. So just watch, if you're not familiar with the bear plank, toes under, lifting the knees. We're going to hold that. When you're in your bear plank, I want you to be careful not to shift your weight forward too much, overloading the shoulders. I want those quads to really work. Alrighty, let's do it. Come on, we're almost there. Tuck the toes under, lifting the heels, and we're holding. So remember in the beginning of class, the inside of our elbows and our biceps coming to the front. Engage that, engage the back. Watch out that the shoulders are over the wrists and not in front. We are still holding. You should be feeling your quads right about now. Your belly is lifted, so that means my breath is a little more shallow. It's coming in and out through the sternum. Our chest. Now jump your feet back into plank. Hop and hold. Right here. Upper body work. Any plank, core and upper body. Ready to jump back into bear plank? Here we go. Hop. And we hold. We hold. Now I'm pressing all my weight into the left foot, lifting up the right foot. Feel the quads. Come on. Stay with it. Hold, hold. Put the right foot down, jump back into plank, and hold. Keep breathing. One more bear plank. Jumping in. Holding, holding. You know what's coming. Left leg lifts. Here we go. Couple more breaths. Right foot down, knees down. Press your hips back, lengthen your arms, and release. Forehead comes down to the floor. Take a couple more breaths. You should have felt the shoulders by now. Alrighty. I have one more up my sleeve. Alrighty, we're coming on our back. Alright, so we're giving our shoulders a little bit of a break. Doesn't mean we're giving our core a break. That's still going strong. Alright, you're going to have to not only squeeze the abs here, but also your glute muscles. They have to be tight. Otherwise, it won't work. Alrighty, coming down. Feet are long, chest is slightly lifted. I am in prayer position with my hands, which means palms together. So lift the chest a little bit. Now lift the legs. Hold. And then we are going to just swing the legs, keeping the hips down, side to side. You will feel this in the lower abs. Now bend the knees, coming up into a sit-up. Bend the knees, keep your chest lifted so we're not falling back behind the sit bones. It's an up and lift. Keep the knees bent. That way you're engaging the core more and less in your back. Coming back to the pendulum, so don't flop down. Do this with control. Hop, pendulum. Let's go. Lower abs, obliques, pelvic floor at work. Breathe in and out through the nose. Let's get ready for our second lift. Our boat right here. Chest is up, knees are bent, arms in front. If this is too much, put the hands down. Lower the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Pendulum, third and last. Here we go. We're almost there. Swaying. Remember to squeeze the glutes. Here we go. 4 more. 2. Last boat. And lift. Breathe. And feet down. Hands down. Fingertips to the front. We are going to reverse this stretch a little bit. So legs are long. Pressing into our hands. Lift your chest. Good. If you want more, I would love for you to keep your feet on the floor and lift your hips. Here we go. Up. Lifting. Come into that tabletop. And we release. Good. Feet down, hands on the shins. Now, squeeze your glute muscles. I want you to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Very slow. Squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbones under, bring the hands behind the thighs. Now imagine yourself rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time. We release. Excellent. Alrighty. Bring your feet hip-width apart. Pressing into the palms, squeezing the glutes, lifting our hips. Just reversing the stretch a little bit after our ab work. And release the hips down, bring your knees towards your chest. Round that low back, rock from side to side. Good. Feet down. We're coming into our second bridge. If you want to add on, just listen. First, we lift our hips, press through the heels here. If you want, you can clasp your hands under your low back. Walk up onto the triceps, the back of our arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the hips a little bit more. Let go of the bind if you have one, and then lower the hips. Excellent work. All right, staying where we are going to lengthen the left leg, bring our right knee towards our right shoulder. So we are stretching the low back, opening up the hips just a little bit. Your breath should have slowed down by now. Alrighty, now bend that left knee and cross your right knee over your left. A lot of us bring your knees over to the left. Keep your right shoulder blade down into the floor. You're going to feel a nice stretch. You're going to feel the psoas muscles, the hip muscles, the low back stretching. A lot of us have that little area in our mid-back that acts up, that is called your QL or your quadratus lumborum muscle. It is a small muscle from the bottom part of your right rib cage to the top part of your right hip. We're going to try and find it. This may take a little while for you to get the hang of it, but let's try it. So as we are in our twist, my left hand grabs the back of my right thigh, and I'm lifting up that right knee towards my shoulder while I am tucking my tailbone under. And again, you have to kind of position that right knee where you can feel that little area. Again, it's a small muscle, but it can create a lot of tightness. And then we release. Good. Lengthen your left leg. Keep that right knee crossed over. This is a low back stretch. Only do these when you're very, very warm. Bend your left knee, and with your right hand, grab that left foot, right? And then bring the left foot closer to the hip. towards the floor. I feel it here. It's not a problem. Breathe in and out through the nose. Feel that stretch. This should feel good. And we release. Come on your back. We are still stretching that right side, getting a little more into the hip. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Flex your right toes. Come behind the left leg. And then bring the knees close to your chest. If you want a little more intensity, my right elbow gently presses my right inner thigh open. Should feel this. Right hips hold on to a lot of stress, just like the shoulders do. Don't forget to stretch them. Left foot is down. Hold on to the back of the right thigh. We're stretching the hamstring. So inhale, bend your knee. On the exhale, tuck your tailbone under, lengthen the right leg. You can keep the left knee bent if it is more comfortable for you to lengthen that left leg. Go for it, but keep that low back into the floor. Good, so our cool down, really crucial, not just to get that heart rate back down. It gets the blood flow back to all extremities. So stick with it. We have a few more minutes left. Bending the knee. We're going into the other side. So left leg crosses, getting into that left hip. We're going to come across, across over to the right. Now first settle in, right? Most of the time, both sides are very different. Keep that left shoulder down. And then if you want to go for that QL muscle, right hand back with the left thigh. And I'm just kind of playing around here, settling my hips down, tucking my tailbone under, and then lifting my left knee up towards my shoulders. We're in a twist. It's a little uncomfortable. I realize that. Breathing into our chest will help. All right, release. Crossing over that left leg with my left hand. You might have to come up here for some of you in order to grab that foot. It's okay. Get into it however you need to get into it. And then once you have that foot, bring it towards the hips. If you want to press that left thigh down towards the floor with your right hand. Again, low back stretch. Make sure you're warm. But this is a wonderful stretch. We release. Right foot down. Figure four. Here we go. Pressing our inner thigh out to the front using our left elbow. Coming into our hamstring stretch, right foot down. On the inhale, bring your knee towards your chest. And then lengthen. Now remember, I forgot the first part. We will do that at the end. It usually comes to me way after I've forgotten it. But don't worry, we'll get there. Lengthen the right leg if you want to. You don't have to. Make sure you connect that low spine, low back towards the floor. Now lengthen that right leg if you haven't already done so. Bend the left knee. This is the one that I forgot. And bring the left knee towards the left shoulder. And again, I am still connecting that low back into the floor. There's no arching. And we release. Good. Open up the legs to the edges of your mat. Head is down. Arms next to you, a little bit away from the body with the palms up. You are going to stay down and just follow along. So first, I want you to connect with your breath. In and out through the nose. And then starting at your toes, I want you to scan your whole body. Let's see how relaxed we feel after all this work. So you feel your toes and your feet, your shins and your calves. Just pretend that whenever you scan up that body part, just becomes a little bit heavier, melts into the floor a little bit deeper. So we're up to the knees, our thighs, hamstrings, hips and glutes. This is the time to just relax. See if you can let go of something, physically or mentally, emotionally, whatever is still there, let go of it. Let's try and get rid of it. Leave it behind. Low back and rib cage, shoulder blades. Our arms, the back of the arms and our forearms. We relax our fingers so they are probably curled up towards the palms of our hands. And then we focus on our shoulders and our neck, our jaw. Is it relaxed? Maybe you need to create a little space between the teeth. Our facial muscles completely relaxed. The muscles around our eyes, our eyebrows, and our forehead, soft. And now that we've come to the top of our head, to our crown, see if you can let go of thoughts. If they do creep into your mind, it's okay. Don't judge them. Just see if you can let go. Focus on the breath. So deepen your breath. Become aware of the rising and falling of your belly. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Create little movement. Stretch your arms overhead. And then bring your knees to your chest. And then gently, with your knees bent, roll over onto the right side of your body. Your head is resting onto the upper arm. Slowly come back up to a seated position. Whatever seated position is comfortable for you. And then we slowly open our eyes if we haven't done so already. 2 more deep breaths, and then we are done. Hopefully everyone feels a little calmer, a little better after this one. We'd love some feedback. Let me know if there's anything else that I can add for you. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe and healthy. Thank you.